Now I know we're all on a quest for the holy grail of gear that checks the box, it's Goldilocks perfect. And when it comes to compact fixed blades for EDC carry, oftentimes they end up either being too big and not really pocket carryable, or sometimes too small for certain people, and you just want a little bit more real estate. Well, the fixed blade that I have riding in my pocket right here might just be the hidden treasure that we've been looking for, with X marking the spot. And the blade I'm talking about is the SCHWARZ Overland X. Now, I'm sure by this point you're familiar with TJ's Overland series, because they were one of the first American MagnaCut fixed blades on the market, and the first MagnaCut blade I ever tested out here on the channel. But that's a full-size companion blade. So a few years back, TJ decided to shrink down the model into the Sport, making it perfect for pocket carry. It's slim, it's compact, it feels like a scalpel, and it's got the unique Overland design. But for some, the original is a little too big and just relegated to outdoor use, and others, the Sport is just a little too compact and best suited for just light duty EDC. And so the role of the Overland X is to split the difference and potentially giving you the best of both worlds, using it as an EDC fixed blade for around town while lending itself to be a more capable companion blade than its smaller sibling when you're out here exploring the great outdoors. And so guys, I'm gonna break it down with you today so you can make a wise choice when you're looking for a compact fixed blade on whether or not the X will mark the spot for your pocket. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm Aaron. I don't wanna get hit by a car. This is Gideonstactical. Let's dive in and talk some blades. Okay, so first and foremost, how does this Overland X stack up to the original, especially when we take it out for a hike? Oh my, okay. Listen to me. Listen. That is ridiculous. I have like 3 other compact fixed blades over here that are not cutting like that. I mean, it just is like, zzz, zzz, and it's gone. Chunks. Like a Mora almost. Like it's doing things that my Mora would do. Let's see. Oh yeah, dude. Oh, let's go. And you do that kind of like rocking motion. I mean, pine is atrocious to carve with, but I mean, you can make feather sticks, but like notches and stuff is a joke. But it's doing it. If you can do it on this, you can do it on anything. So it's pretty apparent that this is primo vera level cutting for the great outdoors. I mean, it's gonna taste like your grandma's lasagna every time you hew a chunk out of a piece of wood. But in all reality, yeah, I mean, it really works. I mean, it really does well, mainly because of how close you can get right up on that edge and then manipulate the blade to really do what you want. You have enough blade length and spine locations to really press, get maneuvering done in a very skilled, precise way. Is it a bushcraft knife? Absolutely not, but it will absolutely get those type of basic woodworking tasks done. And so what does that mean for the original Overland design? Well, honestly, between the two, I prefer the X, even for outdoor tasks, and it mainly comes down to one reason: the handle redesign. Now on the original, we have a straight handle that then flares into a larger neck, which I would normally prefer. And then we have this large kind of choil, half choil ricasso that definitely you can rest your finger on, kind of half, but most of the time I don't. And therefore it means that I'm quite far away from the cutting edge. And now with the updated Sport and now Overland X, the handle ergonomics are fatter near the back end, filling out the hand even a little bit more. And even though the neck tapers a little bit, because it kind of flares back out right there, and I'm able to grip onto the tool and manipulate it in a completely different way than the original, even though it's 3.75 inches of cutting edge and about 3.3 on the X, I just prefer this. And if you lay these two down and we're going on a camping trip or hiking, I'm gonna take this instead of this. And honestly, what I would love to see is a total revamp of the original design. Bring in all the updates that we've seen on the Sport and the X now in ergonomics and even a slightly more aggressive tip profile. Put it on a 4-inch cutting edge minimum, maybe even 4 1/4. And man, we might have a trifecta of blades for those who want a dedicated belt knife, for those who want a crossover hybrid, and those who want a dedicated EDC. I mean, now we're talking. But I want to know from you guys, what do you think about the original design, especially if you own it? Does it still have a place, or would you also like to see an update? Now, how does the X compare to the Sport, especially in pocket carryability? Is this just too big and cumbersome? And in precision cutting that you may do, say, at a job site or around the home. We're gonna get to that in just a second, but you may be curious on how you would land yourself any of TJ's designs, because they're one of two ways. Now, TJ is based in Idaho and has a small family-run business with just a few guys in his shop building out the models. And so you know you're getting excellent quality, fit and finish, detail, and some of the best tolerances and HRC you're gonna find on MagnaCut, 63 to 64. And since that was like the first MagnaCut I ever experienced, it kind of ruined me a little bit for what I expect out of that steel, because I know what it can do with TJ's, Rockwell and heat treatment that he does. So either by going over to his website and checking out his custom knife builder, so you can pick the different handle materials and colors and like collars and bolt colors, Kydex sheath options, things like that, and really trick it out how you want. It's gonna usually take 2 to 4 weeks to do it that way. And the second way is by jumping on one of his weekly batched drops. And the way that works is that he's already pre-built a limited quantity in a particular colorway. They become available, they usually go pretty quick, and then you have to wait, and then the next week there's a couple different designs and a couple different colorways that are available, and they just rotate like that. And I've actually timed this video to coincide with a drop on the Overland X, so they are in stock when I am making this video. So I'll have a link popping up here as well as in the description box below over to TJ's site. That's just an affiliate link, that's all I got. He did not pay, did not sponsor this video in any way, shape, or form, but I've been able to work with him and get an exclusive 10% off promo code for you in the Gideonstactical audience that you can actually apply site-wide. So any of the Overlands, but also on the LT5, which I actually helped give a little bit of feedback and design input to the final product. And so that you can apply anywhere, even on the knife builder. That 10% will save a little extra scratch. And before I forget, the Overland X comes in at about $275 before the promo code, bringing it down to about $257, something like that, when you apply it. Now back to that comparison between the X and the Sport. The first thing you're gonna notice is that the geometry of the grind is actually better on the X for slicing than on the Sport, because the Sport has 11/16 from edge to grind transition on the flat grind, and this is 13/16 from edge to spine in the same area on the X, meaning that there's about 1/8 of an inch difference in grind geometry, meaning that the X has a more gradual grind, thinner grind, if you will, meaning that I can tell a difference in slicing. There is not a radical difference, but between the two, this will slice a little bit better, which is wild, and it's just because it has a broader blade. That's the main reason. Now, when it comes to cordage cutting, because it's not a completely straight edge, it means you can kind of rock it, and with a single push, go through that hemp rope. There's no sawing that is necessary, and that pinch grip with those little scallops right there is excellent. So those type of tasks, no problem. And because there's no guard, it means that I'm not gonna accidentally maybe hang up when I do cordage cutting, because my hand is gonna basically be the block to be able to cut, paracord, whatever it is. But I can still get up close enough to that tip to really guide it, which is very precise, which means, again, precision is the name of the game. It's not a tactical blade. The grip isn't set up for that, but you're easily gonna be able to pierce packaging and be able to go through stuff, still have enough of a decent grip to pierce if you had to, and still handle straight on piercing. Just don't start cranking on the blade. And I think handle ergonomics are definitely going to play a part. They have the same profile, but the Sport is going to be about 0.44 on the thickness, and my hand is 3¼ inches with large size gloves is what I wear. And you can see there where my hand engages, just resting right there. It doesn't create a hot spot, but I would say if you have much broader hands, you're gonna start coming up onto that back transition, which you would still have full grip on right here. I mean, I'm bearing down. On the flip side, we're looking at about 0.5 on my caliper with this. We got some more traction, just kind of a fuller feel overall. And then obviously longer handle. So it's a little bit wider and a little bit longer. So if you're on the fence, and I would say if you wear larger than large size gloves or have more than 3¼ knuckle span, definitely the X fills out the hand in a more confident way. So is the Overland X truly the sweet spot of EDC fixed blades? Well, obviously if you just want the slimmest, the lightest, and you're just carrying it around town in your pocket and you'd like a fixed blade for that role, the Sport is still king and the one I would recommend to you. But if you want a little bit more real estate in the hand, you maybe just have bigger hands or you just prefer that and you like over 3 inches of cutting edge, this is still very capable for around town. And here's what I mean. I'm wearing some gym shorts and all you see is that Ulti-Clip with the X. And then all I have to do, pop that sucker out, ready to go, click it right back in, tuck it away. And I've been wearing this all day as we've been planning our upcoming Wyoming trip, hanging out, getting some coffee. Easy pocket carry on the X for its size. But then X factors it up for a lot of companion tasks in the outdoors. Hey bro, let me call you back in like 5 minutes, is that okay? Okay. Sorry guys, that was max level EDC. I'll call him right back here and I'll try and link his channel. If you're not following him, you totally should be. Great guy and great content. And I know we're comparing quite a bit today, but just want to run in one competitive option real quick for you, and that is the REIFF knives, CIRCADIAN in the sheep's foot, USA made, Magna Cut, great fit and finish, Kydex sheath, a little bit more, I want to say 285 last I checked on this model. But that is a very viable option and in the same kind of vein of what we're discussing today. And there'll be links to that as well in the description box below. But to kind of button it all up, guys, absolutely kind of that sweet spot, and leave comments below on which of the Overland series is your favorite. I hope it's entertained, but also giving you information and data so you can make a wise choice on which of these models might make sense for you, or maybe there's something just completely different that's better suited. That's what I always hope to do in every single one of these videos. Till next time, I invite you to check out the other video that's popping up that's being recommended to you by YouTube, and yeah, subscribe. Until next time, always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared. See you out there.